Welcome everyone to Sudbury Talks with Gwen Price. And in celebration of Women's History Month in the month of March, I'm interviewing different women in business. And today I'm very happy to have with me Tracy Coyne. Hi, Tracy.
Hi, Gwen. Thank you for inviting me.
Yeah. So are you a local girl? Were you born and raised in Sudbury or from other parts?
I grew up in Coniston.
Oh, okay.
And I went to school in Sudbury and graduated from Cambridge College.
Oh, good. Yeah. So you got a long history of living here. Yeah. Me too. Born and raised here, and except for 1 year of my life, I've lived here my whole time. And it's a pretty good place to raise a family. And so you have a couple of things on the go, and one of them is your dental hygiene. So it's absolute dental hygiene care. Have I got that correct?
Yes. Yeah. Absolute dental hygiene care.
So tell me a little, when did that start, and tell me a little bit about that business.
So I worked in a dental office for about 14 years. And then I was a teacher at the college for 5. And in 2007, dental hygienists can start to practice on their own. So when I graduated and worked a number of years, I always had that in the back of my mind that I wanted to have my own dental hygiene clinic. So I started my business back in 2010.
Okay.
And initially I was just going to do mouth guards and hockey guards for sports because my children were in hockey.
Yeah.
And then I realized that you might as well do everything, right? Because mouth guards wasn't enough. It's good to just do all the scope that you can as a hygienist.
Yeah. Well, I guess especially in a smaller community like Sudbury too, right? It's you kind of got to be one-stop shopping.
Yeah, so I ended up from mouth guards to teeth whitening, and then I went right into the dental cleanings and everything that a hygienist can do.
So you're a mobile, you have a physical place or office, or it's all mobile? You go into people's homes or institutions?
Yeah, so I work in long-term care, and I also work in, I have advertisement in the yellow pages. Anybody can contact me at any time. And I do go into people's homes and seniors' homes, and anybody who needs me or people who are busy or just seem to have challenges getting out to the dentist, I'm able to bring all my equipment to them.
And I mean, I'm a big proponent of dental care. I make I realize too, I have the kind of teeth that I have to floss all the time because I leave the bleeding gums, which can lead to lots of other issues. Dental hygiene is so important. We didn't realize years ago, right? Nobody heard about floss when I grew up.
Yeah.
But you realize how important that is to our whole health, your dental hygiene.
Yeah, total health. The health of the body is linked to the mouth. So especially in long-term care, clients who have concerns in their mouth, it's linked to heart disease and diabetes and pneumonia. You have a risk of pneumonia if you have a lot of plaque. So there's studies out there that if you have a healthy mouth, you reduce the bacteria that's entering into the blood, the lungs and into our bodies. So yeah, it's a very important.
That much. I knew it was important, but you don't realize how important, right? Yeah. And especially for some seniors, it's so difficult too if they've got mobility or maybe they've got arthritis and they're not able to brush their teeth or floss or do all of those things any longer. So they really rely on somebody, to help them with that.
Yeah, so I'm able to go to their home and treat them for dental care in their home and refer them to a dentist when we have areas of concern. Okay. So I have a program that I set up and a treatment plan for every client, and I take care of them just like they were going to a dentist office, but I go to them.
That's wonderful. I think it's a great service to provide, and I don't think a lot of people are even aware but it's an option
No.
for them, right? Yeah, I mean, my dentist is about 5 minutes away, so I'm pretty close. But for a lot of people, again, because of mobility issues, it's not possible to leave the house.
Yeah.
Or it's so
No.
difficult. So it's nice that there are services brought into the home. So
Yeah.
that's great. But it's not just all seniors, or would you also provide
I
that
see,
to other?
I do see clients who have disabilities and are wheelchair bound.
Okay.
Clients who have challenges with getting out. So any age group, anxiety, small children for their first home time visit. So
Oh,
that's really go into their home if they are scared. And I have like a little tooth puppet, and we review brushing, and just to have their first visits in their home for some of my clients who have autism or they're just anxious. There's all kinds of situations that it just brings comfort when it's in their own environment.
yeah, I think that's
So
a
yeah.
great idea. I didn't realize about the children, because for sure,
Yeah.
I mean, you walk into a dental practice, typically it's not the most, it's not a home environment, right? There's all this equipment coming at you, and
Yeah.
yeah, that's wonderful to know that you have that.
And
Yeah, go ahead.
especially with dementia, clients in different stages of dementia, as soon as you take them out of their environment, they close up and they won't respond as well. So if they're in their own environment, where it's a long-term care facility or in their own home, they are more opted to respond better to treatment in dental. And you're able to provide all the services without making them feel anxious or not wanting to have anything done at all.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, definitely I'm going to share this information, because I think it's so important. And a lot of people do have a fear, adults, of going to the dentist, right? And so they don't, and then it compounds the problems they may be having by not going at all. So it's so important to look after your dental care. Yeah, well, it's wonderful. I mean, you're super busy with that, I'm sure, but in addition to that, you have something
Yeah.
else on the go, I understand too. What is the other project you
Yeah.
have?
About 3 to 4 years ago, I decided that I wanted to start renting out my island cottage on Lake Wanapitei. My children grew up there, and not having them come and visit as often, I wanted to have it more of a rental. So that when I'm not there, or I'm not able to go, or my children don't want to go, I'm able to have a rental where someone else who has children or families or people who want to get away can experience the wonderful opportunities that I had with my family and my husband. And it's a really unique place. It's on an island on Wanapitei Lake,
Okay.
and in a sheltered bay, and everything is basically there. You just have to bring your clothes and your food. So I took that extra adventure up about 4 years ago, and I started with that, and it's called Wanapitei Lake Island Cottage Getaway.
Wanapitei Lake
And
Island Cottage Getaway. Okay.
yeah, and the reason I called it that is because it truly is an island cottage getaway. When you get there, you hear the wind, you can smell the pine trees, you kind of decompress from life, and
Well,
there's no hydro, it's solar, it's off grid, and it's just a real peaceful, blissful place to be. And most of the people that I have rented to completely love it, and they just tell me it's amazing. They want to go back. So I wanted to share that and start another adventure with a business.
yeah.
And so far it's been going really well. Yeah.
Well, it sounds idyllic to me, and because it's always so hard for me to I guess, to decompress and take time and to be totally off the grid. So I may be calling you about that. Is it like, what is it, a 2-bedroom cottage, or what type of sleeping accommodation is there?
So what it is I always tell people it is a rustic camping, but it is very comfortable. It's a 2-bedroom cottage. It does sleep about 7 people.
Okay.
And then we do have a small bunkie that is, it sleeps 2. So there's like a small little cabana in the back.
Okay.
And it sits on an acre, almost an acre of property with 2 waterfront points. So you face east for the morning for the sunrise.
Oh,
And in the bay, you face south for all day sunshine for swimming and kayaking and sauna and just getting that sun and the sunset view right into the bay in the evening. So you literally get the sun all day.
oh, wow.
It's a really unique point. Yeah, I
Oh,
always tell everybody that it's not like anything else you've experienced because it's like a 360-degree diameter of sun.
yeah.
So no matter where you are throughout the day, you're going to get that sunshine and enjoy the lake and the experience of an island cottage. Yeah.
So what about swimming? Is there like a place to swim or a dock or what is the
Yeah, we have an actual small little beach, and you can walk in. Because we're in a bay, it's only about 6 feet deep, but Wanapitei Lake is known for being a very deep lake, over I think 360 feet deep. And where we are, it's in a bay, so you're lucky enough that the water is warmer. And being south or warmer, it's just I don't know. I feel very lucky that I have it, and I didn't realize how great it was till I've gone other spots, on Wanapitei Lake, and I just like to be there in the summertime because of the warmer temperatures and the depth of the water and the way it's located and situated. Yeah.
So what's the when do you open it? When do you close it? What month do you open it?
So I usually start bookings after the May long weekend.
Okay.
And the best times to book are into June, July, and August.
Okay.
Most people like July and August because that's our warmest weather and temperature. And then some people like to go into the fall because then you get the fall leaves and the colors and that cooler, crisp air. So I close it up right after Thanksgiving.
Okay.
Yeah.
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 It sounds wonderful, and it's terrible. Here I've grown up my whole life in Sudbury, and I don't think I've actually ever been out on Wanapitei. I've certainly, looked at properties there and been around there, but I don't think I've ever been out on the lake.
Yeah, it's a beautiful lake. It was created by a meteorite impact, and it's the largest freshwater lake within the world in a city limit. And you've got the sandbanks. There's a marina. We have the new marina that was Rockies. Now it's going to be called Hiawatha Marina, and it's going to have a restaurant.
Yeah.
And there's a lot to see on Wanapitei Lake. There's all kinds of areas to fish, and yeah.
Speaking of it, so is a boat available to someone renting, or do they have to bring their own?
Oh, we have a dock, 2 docks actually, and the one dock in the bay you can bring. There's a dock slip, so if you have your own boat, you are welcome to bring your own boat, or if we need to shuttle you, we would shuttle you across with our boat.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, that sounds beautiful.
Yeah, most people absolutely love it. Yeah.
Well,
there's no complaints.
Yeah, and it's funny, of course, being in Northern Ontario, we call it camp, whether it's very rustic place or it's $1 million place. We're going to camp, right? So it's a little different, more the Barrie Sound. So, but that's the one thing we have up here too is the access to so many beautiful lakes, and it is something that people from Southern Ontario, they're not used to that. They're not used to be able to go to such a short distance to be on such a beautiful lake. So that's good.
Yeah, we're very to have so many lakes in the city.
Yeah.
And I feel very lucky to be on Wanapitei Lake. I grew up, like, we used to camp at the North River, which is on the other side of the lake. And I grew up that was my holiday. My father would have 2 off through summer, and we would literally have to live out of a camper. So when I go to camp now, I feel very blessed that I have actually a cottage rather than a camper, and it's on an island. So yeah, it's a great place to be, and I enjoy it, and I wanted other people to experience that too. So this way, someone else who wants to rent an island cottage and experience what it's like can have that opportunity.
Yeah. Well, and because, as a realtor, I know the prices of cottages have gone up quite a bit. So it's not always feasible for somebody to buy one. So renting is a really good option. And yes, I do remember trips with my parents being in a small little, I think they had like a tent trailer that you wound up or so. Anyway, it was horrible. So
I used to rent cottages 2 years ago when my kids were little. Before we had our camp, I used to always rent cottages with my children.
Yeah.
And you never knew what you were going to get either. Were you going to be close to the water? Did it have a beach?
Yeah.
Do you have kayaks available? So all those things that I remember when I rented a cottage, I've now implemented that into renting, that you have basically everything you need when you get there. You don't have to worry about too much other than, like I say, bring your clothing, bring your food, and bring your family, friends, and enjoy yourself.
Oh, sounds wonderful. Well, you are a busy lady, that's for sure, between those two things. Eh? Well, that's wonderful, though. Yeah, I mean, definitely, I could see where both businesses are important to you, and for different reasons, totally different things. But that's that's wonderful. Well, thank you so much, Tracy. It's good to get to know the person behind the business. That's one of the reasons I've started doing this. And of course, I like to support women entrepreneurs, and it just happens to be that Women's History Month is coming up. So it's a good time to do this, and so people get to know you and your business. And I think it's a great service that you're doing. And the cottage sounds wonderful, and I'll definitely be looking into
You
that.
have to big.
Oh, I'd love that. Yeah, for sure. And so I'll put your contact information to your email. Is that the best way to get you? Email or phone number? Which is the best way to, if you want to book an appointment for hygiene?
Yeah, so for my dental hygiene and for the lake, the cottage rental, it's the same phone number.
Okay.
So the 920-5573.
Okay.
And you could reach me by my email, which is the absolute dental hygiene care 1@gmail.com.
Okay.
And the island cottage one is Lake Wanapitei @gmail.com.
Well, I'll put those links there in the remarks and that too, so it's easy for somebody and I know you have a presence on Facebook too as well, so I can put those links too.
Pictures if anybody wants to check out Wanapitei Lake Island Cottage Getaway on Facebook. I love taking photos, so photography is also a big thing for me. I do sunsets, sunrises, kayaking, whatever I could find for nature therapy. And I have lots of photos of the camp and around the surroundings on Facebook.
Oh, that's wonderful. So I'll definitely put those links. Well, thank you again so much. It was great talking to you. And I will see you at some of the networking things that we attend to. That was one way I met you. So that's wonderful. Well, thank you again.
Perfect.
Take care.
Thank you for inviting me. Take care. Bye.